Welcome to Capital Insight BD and Kollol Learning Hub. I am Mohammad Kollol Hussain on behalf of uh, Capital Insight BD. I am welcoming you all to the NASDAQ 100 Market Pulse. I will highlight last week performance closes on August 21. So let's move to the NASDAQ 100 performance this week. Here we will see the first the index movement. NASDAQ 100 index declined by notably 737.28 points. That is 2.45% is down this week, reflecting caution sentiment in the technology heavy index. The index started at 30,046.14 points, and subsequently we see here consecutive 4 days fall, and on August 17 dropped by 50.76%, on August 18 504.42 massive drop, and August 19 also dropped 64.93, and August 20 also dropped 212.86 point. On August 21, slightly recovers 95.70%, that is 0.33% up, but overall index down from the start 737.28 down and 2.45% down compared to the last week. So here is the graph. We see 4 days consecutive red signal and 1 day is green. What the sector gainers of this week? We see here the automobile parts sector led the gainers this week with a 6.94% gain. Here is the story. The second one is retail, 6.62% is up. Diversified commercial services, 4.7%, is increased. Consumer electronics also increased by 4.70%. Cable and other pay television services surged by 4.61%, beverages 4.22% up, medical and dental increased by 4.003%, then ordnance and association, biotechnology, EDP services, packaged foods, medical, electronics, catalog specialties, garment clothing, real estate, major chemicals, computer services, transportation services, miscellaneous, oil and gas, railroads, telecommunication, clothing, computer manufacturing, motor vehicles, construction materials, all increased in the list. Here is the graph here. And who are the loser? Computer services sector led the decline this week with 17.80% loss. Here is followed by electronic components, 12.52% is down. Communication dropped by 10.55%. Industrial machinery also decreased by 7.51. And the loser list here are the so many sectors: semiconductor, telecommunication, aerospaces, departmental specialty retail stores, electric utilities, oil equipment and services, power generation, computer, peripheral equipment, industrial specialists, tracking freight, courier services, electric utilities, military government technical, computer communication equipment, auto home supply, stores, broadcasting and communication equipment, miscellaneous, restaurant, hotel and resorts, all are the losing list. Here, top turnover, weekly top turnover leaders. We see here MSTR, that is MicroStrategy, led the gainers this week with a 22.08% increase. The computer software sector was most represented with 5 entries. Average gain among top performers was 9.20%. Here is the other stocks among this gainer list. Second was Intuit, third CTSH, then Team, Adobe Incorporation, MELI, Tesla Incorporation, VRSK, then Corporate, then Thomson Reuters, all are the gainer of this week. Now, this is the graph here. NBIS led the top loser this week with a 18.49% decline. The electronic component sector was most represented with 4 entries. Average loss among top performers was 13.65%. That is the loss performer actually. So Novice Group, Computer Services, start close 268.85 and end close 219.13, so 18.49% minus. Then Core Wave, this started at 106 and closes at 87.85, 17.12% down. Then Tier, Seagate Technology, WDC, Intel, Rocket Lab, Astra Labs, Sandix, KLSE, all are the losing list here. Here is the graph you can see here at a glance. Now, NASDAQ 100 P ratio analysis. This week's NASDAQ 100 P ratio analysis reveals the premium investor place on growth versus value high P stocks average 325.6 times. Cluster in technology reflecting expectation for rapid earnings expansion and disruptive potential. Low P stocks average 11.3 times. Concentrated in communication services representing mature tech segments or turnaround opportunities. Notably, INTC commands the highest multiple while CMCSA offers the most conservative valuation. This divergence highlights the NASDAQ 100's unique blend of hypergrowth and steady-state technology business. So highest P ratio is the Intel Corporation. Here P ratio is 782.7 times. Then Microchip Technology 450.4 times. Splinter Technology then 407 times. DDOG 383.9 times. Tesla 301.7 times. ALAB Semiconductors 278.4 times. Then Axon, LIT, WDB, ARM, all are highest P ratio list. And the flip of the coin, top P ratio, CMCSA, CHTR, MSTR, FANG, PDD, then PayPal, Peripheral, Exelon, GEAC, AEP, all are among lowest P ratio list. So here is the graph you can see here at a glance. Now, who are the turnover leader of this week? MU dominated with 14.47 trillion in turnover, closely followed by NVIDIA, Apple as technology investors. Aggressively repositioning the technology sector led with 7 of the top 10 spots, showcasing where multinational where institutional capital is most active in the tech-heavy index. Average turnover across leaders reach 8.99 trillion, signaling exceptional liquidity that supports large tech allocation but also indicates potential volatility ahead. High turnover in growth-oriented tech names often receive significant price discovery as earnings expectations are tested. So Micron Technology, then NVIDIA, Apple, Sandix, Tesla, Microsoft, Meta, Intel, Amazon, Advanced Micro Devices. These are the top turnover leaders. So we can sum up here weekly performance. NASDAQ weekly return dropped by 2.45%. NASDAQ 100 opening 30,446.14. NASDAQ 100 closing 29,308.86. Top gainer MSTR 22.08% up. Average top 10 gain 9.20%. Top loser NBIS 18.49%. Average top 10 loser 13.65%. Best performing sector automobiles parts 6.94% up. Worst performing sector computer services 17.80% down. So key market observation, take correction, profit taking, and rotation affected technology stocks amid valuation concerns, sector concentration, computer software dominated with 5 stocks in the top 10, indicating focused institutional interest. Investor takeaways and strategic insight, growth focus. NASDAQ 100 is technology heavy focus on companies with sustainable growth, strong moats, and innovation pipelines, monitoring earnings, quality, and guidance. Sector rotation. Be aware of rotation between technology and subsectors, software, semiconductors, internet, etc. Consider thematic exposure to emerging tech trends. Volatility measurement. NASDAQ 100 is more volatile than broader index. Use appropriate position sizing, consider options for hedging, and maintain cash for opportunities. Earning sensitivity tech stocks are highly sensitive to earnings reports. Focus on companies with consistent execution and positive guidance revisions. Long-term themes align with secular trends like cloud computing, AI, digital transformation, and cybersecurity while being selective on valuation. So this is all about NASDAQ 100 weekly market pulse. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you again later. And use my Capital Insight BD to discover so many tools there for your strategic decision. Thank you very much. Hope to see you again. Bye.